We're back playing Rimworld. Silver here turned into an undead lich with new necromancy powers. He met Sammy, a high mate who he fell in love with, and the couple took in Kelly, a child who needed help in the Rim. We have Kelly here who's spending her time drawing on the ground. Activities like these increases her learning meter to help develop her skills. Silver, on the other hand, has been busy turning the base fireproof, changing the wooden walls into stone ones. It looks like Kelly's having her first lesson. As I predicted, Sammy becomes her teacher. Education is important, after all. Silver makes further expansions to the base. We make this room a storage room for food. Later, we turn it into a fridge when we get power. These side rooms will be our kitchens. I find it so adorable how Kelly follows Silver around to learn from him. It's almost like Sammy and Silver are parent figures for Kelly. Earlier, we received a quest from a deserter of the Empire. Accepting this quest will have the deserter join our kingdom. However, we would make the Empire our enemies. Silver decides to accept this quest. He was going to develop new psychcasters without the help of the Empire. After all, this is the Sorcerer Kingdom. We bow down to no one. By accepting this quest, a new colonist joins us, Elope. Elope Cosby. He loves drugs, and besides medical and researching, he isn't skilled in much, but still a welcome addition to our kingdom. The Empire retaliates quickly, sending their loyalty squad after Elope. Even the Empire's soldiers stand no chance against Silver, and we always appreciate free armor. Unfortunately for our new member, Silver arrested him to convert him to the Cult of Undying. A nightling hunts Kelly as food. Run, Kelly, run! It was a really close call. Fortunately, Silver was nearby and he takes care of it. That could have been really dangerous. I hope it doesn't happen again. God dang it, Kelly! Why would you walk back? She apparently didn't learn her lesson and she almost loses her life this time. Thankfully, Silver manages to save her. From then on, Kelly is placed under house arrest to keep her safe, and Silver vows to slaughter every god dang nightling out there. Silver tests out another ability of his on this nightling, Life Rot, psychically inducing randomized mass necrosis in a target, exposing afflicted body parts to infection. Kelly gives Elope some new pants. How nice of her! We finally say goodbye to Blackworm. A job well done, and Silver gets his sweet masterwork harp. Elope finally gets converted and he officially joins our kingdom. Fortunately, Kelly was converted without needing to imprison her. Man-hunting pack. Free food. Looks like Silver and Sammy are finally getting married. To commemorate the occasion, Sammy is given the role as Undying's wizard, the moral, spiritual leader of the Sorcerer Kingdom. We make further expansions to the base, adding a new storage area and side rooms for crafting stations. We also finally start adding some bedrooms. No more sleeping on the floors. We also later expand our prison area. We receive another quest to host someone as a guest for 5 days. We accept. It's an easy quest after all. Siri joins as a guest. More quests. This one intrigues Silver. It's a mission to retrieve the ancient book of necromancy, an important relic of the Cult of Undying. While we don't accept it yet, we certainly will in the future. We say goodbye to Siri. Raid. This one's riding an animal. Of course, it doesn't matter to Silver. We also start getting ready to add power to the base. However, we're currently lacking in steel. Without a proper miner, we haven't been able to acquire any. Fortunately, a couple imps come attacking the base, one of which conveniently happens to be a good miner. Impids are an interesting race, incredibly heat tolerant and capable of spewing fire. Their red skin and horns make them unique. Of course, even imps are hopeless against an undead lich. We capture Vo, the one good at mining. It isn't long till Sammy is able to break his spirit and turn him into a slave. With Vo, we're finally able to mine out the steel needed to create electricity in the base. Solar panels, coolers for our fridge, batteries. By the way, these shelves, huge fan of them. So glad they finally added deeper shelves in the base game. With the addition of coolers, we can finally store and preserve corpses without them rotting. Useful, as Silver can use them to create undead soldiers. We also receive a couple more quests from children asking for help, to which Silver says, "This ain't an orphanage." Kelly's a handful enough already, we don't need more. More rooms for our growing kingdom. Feeling bad for Vo, Sammy convinces Silver to let Vo the imp join the colony as a colonist rather than a slave. It'll be a while though before Vo is converted, then convinced to join. Silver also sets out to a nearby outpost to steal neuroformers from the Empire. Neuroformers are what is needed to develop magical psycasting abilities. Upon contact, the ship landed escapes, but Silver is able to easily take care of the single Empire soldier. Inside, we find some valuable Eltech's clothing, which helps with using psycasting abilities. And more importantly, the neuroformers needed to develop new magic users. Silver consumes the leftover bodies before heading home. Sammy becomes the second sorcerer in the kingdom, using the neuroformer to develop psycasting abilities as an empath. Empaths are capable of using magics to calm others and influence the mind. Since Sammy is already the kingdom's spiritual leader, highly skilled in social skills, and able to convert easily, it seemed natural for her to be an empath. It looks like Vo finally joins the colony. Vo Haknovo will become the main miner of the colony, and as an imp, he is capable of fire attacks. Combined with passion and melee will make him a powerful fighter. We prepare to make another room for Vo. A group of ambrosia sprouts nearby. We will of course harvest these. They can be a good source of silver later. Strangely enough, we receive a quest from a Countess of the Empire, who is currently our enemy. Groups of Yatkin have been harassing the Empire. There really isn't any benefit to accept this, but Silver accepts it anyways. Now that we have a fridge, the more bodies preserved, the better. Kelly turns 13 today. Happy birthday, Kelly! And with it comes some development for Kelly. She gains passion in plants and animals, and since all these traits are bad, we decide to pick no traits. With this, Kelly is no longer considered a child and loses her learning meter, and she'll become a useful member of the team as a farmer and animal handler. We set up some random animals for Kelly to attempt taming just to start improving her skills in handling. More raids. A turkey also goes mad at the same time. Silver and the turkey make quick work of the invaders. One of the attackers interested Silver, Jonathan Paisen, skilled in the art of cooking and in art. Silver would take Paisen prisoner, the others stripped and killed. More bodies to add to the fridge. We prepare a couple bedrolls for Silver and Sammy, who will be embarking on the next adventure. The mission is to attack an enemy mining location for their components. Just as Sammy and Silver leaves, we are raided by the Yatkin attackers from the quest before. We decide to recall Silver and Sammy right away. Silver is able to summon a few undead as backup. Of course, Silver would probably be able to handle this by himself with paralysis pulse, but it's a good opportunity to test the effectiveness of these skeletons. Silver decided to spare one of the attackers, Wutul Kotkonen. Wutul Kotkonen could be a useful animal handler, planter, and even artist. Tortured artists can especially be useful in creating some legendary art. The second group of Yatkin arrives. This time, Silver handles it himself. Apparently, Wutul gets an infection in his torso. The infection comes very close to killing Wutul, reaching immunity at 98% infection. Elope also overdoses on drugs. God dang it, Elope. Silver and Sammy work hard to convert and recruit our new prisoners. We finally send Silver and Sammy out to that mining location. When they arrive, they find it guarded by 2 imps. Silver is able to easily take care of them. We get 12 components from them. While Silver and Sammy were out, we get attacked again, this time by pigmen. Fortunately, our traps take care of them. As soon as the couple arrive, Vo starts a feast. Kelly also successfully tames her first animal. Oh my god. During the party, Sammy successfully woos Vo and the two become lovers. Now, you might be wondering, isn't Sammy married to Silver already? To which I say, yes. But Silver doesn't care. Sammy can have as many lovers as she wants in this kingdom. Speaking of Sammy, she's become incredibly skilled at converting, from 83% to 11% in a matter of seconds. Good job, Sammy. Another quest to host another guest. We accept for a tough skin gland. Ruby joins the kingdom temporarily. We start on a huge construction project to make our recreation and dining room look nicer. We also finally destroy this ancient mech to get a Mechanoid transponder. The transponder can be used to reveal the location of a Mechanoid ship in orbit, which we can call down to get a Mechanitor's mech link. We call the ship down, which is guarded by 1 Scorcher. Silver and Alope takes it down. With that, we extract the mech link. The mech link is what allows us to control and use Mechanoids, a new feature of Biotech. It's decided that Sammy should be the one to take the mech link, becoming the first Mechanitor of the kingdom. Shortly after linking with it, a Constructoid comes crashing into the storage room. Apparently this robot had been linked to Sammy's mech link and is eager to serve its master once more. A couple unlucky Thrombos also walk into the colony. Their horns and furs will be valuable to the kingdom. We thank them for their sacrifice. We also come under attack by bugs for the first time. We gun down the little ones, and Silver finishes off the big one with Paralysis Pulse. Sammy finally convinces Paisen to join the colony. Jonathan Paisen, the 19-year-old cook and artist, a great addition to the kingdom. Wutul also joins later as well, who will be a useful secondary planner/animal handler. We also start having them make some artwork for the colony. Sammy is pregnant. Since Silver is infertile and never sleeps, the child is from Sammy's and Vo's genes. It's likely that the child will be an imp. We decide to rename the Constructoid Samantha after Sammy, who's the Mechanitor for it. A big raid attacks the kingdom. One of our newcomers, Wutul, has an ability called Animal War Call, which he uses to call this raccoon to help in the fight. Wutul gets a little wounded, but overall we were able to easily win. We make a Subcore Encoder and Mech Gestator. These two are used to make more Mechanoids. Sammy will be making a lifter and a clean sweeper to help with hauling and cleaning. Another of Silver's abilities is Corpse Stalk, which allows him to temporarily appropriate a corpse's skills, which Silver uses here to increase his construction skill to 8. Which is needed to build the geothermal generator. Silver also gets a little black ball to follow him around during the duration of the skill, which I thought was a nice little detail. Silver builds an occult platform because people really wanted one. Sammy also completed the creation of our second Mechanoid, a hauler type. Following the theme, we name it Samuel, after Sammy again. Vo also becomes the third Psycaster in the kingdom. As an imp, I feel it only makes sense for Vo to take on the magics of Conflagrator, a school of magic focused on fire. Now that we have electric lights, we decide to change the colors a bit to match the necromancy mood. Silver also built a charging station for Sammy's little mechs to recharge. Creating mechs and maintaining them do create waste packs, which will pollute the area. In the meantime, we're keeping them frozen until we get transport pods. With the addition of Wutul and Paisen, we started work on a couple new bedrooms for them. We were hit again by a big raid. 6 people this time with guns. With Silver suffering from food poisoning, it could become dangerous, so he summons a few undead to help out. The skeletons help out tremendously. Sammy also builds the kingdom's third Mechanoid, a cleaner type, which we name Samster, to continue the theme. Silver and Samantha makes a high-tech research bench, which allows us to start working on a higher tier research, like those transport pods. Another raid keeps us on our toes, this time 4 bow users from the Red Empire. Silver is also able to summon mid-fight to help out. We create a large perimeter to allow for more rooms in the base and for better defense. The shuttle for Ruby finally arrives and we finally complete that quest. We use the reward, the Tough Skin Gland, on Silver. Even though he doesn't have any skin, it will give him some extra protection. We flirt with Sammy and the two become lovers. Wait, Sammy? Oh my god, Vo and Silver wasn't enough. How many lovers do you need? Looks like Sammy's on the 3rd trimester. No! Sammy, don't do it! Pi said 2! Sammy is practically sleeping with over half the colony at this point. Sammy! You're already married! Sammy proposed to Vo and the two are now engaged. I got this mod. Just for you, Sammy. Oh my god, what is this bed? Let me just add her husband, her fiance, and her 2 lovers. Yup, Sammy has created her own harem. To prepare for Sammy's baby, we start making some baby food. Silver also builds a crib. Later, the gang work hard to prepare a hospital for her to make sure the delivery goes well. Baby is coming, new adventures ahead, all next time in Rimworld.